But yeah, this type of process I found super simple to try to articulate what is in the center. Hey, at the end of the day, my clients need to design their authority. If they want to stand out, it's not by chance. You need to design it. You need a clear process to communicate your authority. The way that we do that is this, this, and this. So if that's not important, then why are we on this call? So, thank you. My share today is a very simple share. The intent that I will share is that it starts with inside the triangle and we build outwards. So I'll show you an example and then I will duplicate and I will do one for you. So I don't even know if this is my latest one. I think it is. So great, I've got what I am, I've got my little paragraph, who it's for. How do I sell someone into the story? And this is the piece that I would like to talk through how I started to do this. So what I was really about, like what's in the center of the circle, or what's it all about for me, was designing authority. And so Rayam, that could be about up-leveling mumpreneurs, or it could be about Kerry?
Yeah, so the authority, the go-to, what people are coming to us for.
Well, this is, so for me, so this is my line, So I design authority, and that's my line. So put your own line in there essentially, but it's the end result, or it's the thing that people are attracted to. It's more than, for me, it's more than graphic design, or it's more than pretty brands, or it's more than a logo. It's designing, for me, it's about designing authority. What are the three areas that I really work with people? So the problem, so these are the three problems. I take the invisible to ideal clients. So part of the problem that most experts face is that they are currently invisible. They feel like they don't show up. That they've got all this expertise, but they are unfound. People don't know about them. People don't know where to find them, and they essentially are invisible to their ideal clients. So that was one of the key problems that I found that people were facing in this area. Another piece that I found was what I call curse of knowledge. So curse of knowledge is that they have got so much genius in their brains that the way that they communicate is at a level far beyond what their audience is at, or that they're talking about, E equals MC squared, and people are still trying to understand that there's this thing called gravity, or there's a thing called, or maybe they're talking, Kerry, maybe you're talking about Sabbath in I don't know, this, and people are going like, what the heck are we talking about? And we're like, we're talking about being peaceful in your soul. People are like, oh.
Yeah, I get that. So I'll wait till the end to share.
Cool.
Okay.
And so essentially there's three areas, the red is the problem. Three areas that people don't know how to accelerate trust. Probably not the perfect language, but they don't know how to communicate their story, so it actually, people say, yes, I want to know more, where to go. So that was an area that I found. So it's like, great, what's the thing that you provide, which is essentially the green. So we've gone from red to green. What's the green thing that you provide that is a solution for that? So how do I make Kerry or Raham or Amanda visible to your ideal clients? Well, I help differentiate. I help the differentiate process. I help communicate your niche. So I take I mean, there's a process for that, but essentially, how do I do this? I make what was invisible visible, and I find out who your ideal clients are, and all this process is called niching or differentiation. The curse of knowledge, what do? I help you with your IP, and I create the one thing. I create the one thing that you solve. I make the umbrella really, really clear about what you solve. And then sure, there is other pieces underneath that. Accelerate trust. Essentially what I do is I humanize the brand. I bring in the real personality, I bring in real feelings, and I humanize. So the last is really, well, what's the result that I get out of that? Great, Jason, you help differentiate me or niche me. What is the result? I help productize your service into snacks. I help productize your business into snackable content that you can then use on social media. Oh, this is then a thing that I can advertise. This is then a thing that I can sell to people, and people will be like, great, I can see value in that. So what's the one thing, the IP or the curse of knowledge? The one thing you solve match with your customer. So it's like, great, again, I'll use Kerry. Great, I help solve your vision and mission. Well, that doesn't relate to my business. I'm still haven't scored my $20,000. Well, if we match that statement with your customer with a funnel or something, then all of a sudden that relates to business dollars. Like I help you grow and I help you earn money. People are like, okay, I'm in on that. And the last one, is great. Humanize, great. That's a nice word. What does it actually apply to? Well, it's actually your story, your voice, your journey, your face. Is really what we're doing there. The result is that you become a brand that attracts and wins. So the intent here is, again, it's not the prettiest thing, but the piece that I'd like to work with you in is essentially you get to create a mini model that you could easily do a webinar on, and saying, what do I do? Let me walk you through what I do. Let me walk you through what I do. Hey, the big idea, again, you start, and ideally you'd actually hand draw this. Raham, I love that you are hand drawing. The hand drawn. So what I've learned as a designer is that polish repels people, or they don't make ownership of it, whereas hand drawn actually invites people in, and they actually own it as a process that you've helped work with them. So the more hand drawn it is to this type of level, the more that people will feel like, oh, that model was made for me or designed for me, and then they own it. So what I would encourage would be, that you do something like this, like figure out what these elements are and present it on a webinar or at least, and just walk through it. Hey, at the center of my big idea is I do this. People are like, oh, okay. The problems that people come to me are facing are these areas. And the way that I solve these areas is really these things, but really the end result of these things is these. And people all of a sudden can start to see the pattern. You could sell a whole 2-day retreat just by this piece, Kerry. Like, hey, this is what I'm about. People come to me in this retreat. We're going to solve these 3 areas. You'll get, we'll work on these areas, but really the 3 big things that you'll walk away with are this, this, and this. If you want to know more, click a 15-minute chat, and I can share you a link. Like, it's a model that allows you to communicate what you do, what the pain points that people are experiencing, and then really your results match to it. So it's taken me I don't know if you can see there's a fair few different versions of this that I've done. And again, the language probably isn't perfect. I will continue to tweak these, but it shares enough that it will start to enroll people into like, oh, I get what you do, and I get how you could help. So I'll shush for a second. What landed for you?
Yeah, so my line, so my line would be like finding the business idea, the first result, or this is,
Well, the thing that's coming straight to my mind would be like up leveling as a mum, up or business business and mum combined, or better wording than that, you know.
Yeah.
Mumpreneur is, you need a little bit more than
Yeah.
that. Start becoming a mumpreneur. Maybe that's the middle bit, becoming a mumpreneur. Like that's really what the whole thing is about, you know. And it's like, here are the pain points that you solve, you know, here are the pain points that you experience, you know, and that really allows people to trust you. They're like, oh, she actually knows my pain. And if someone knows your pain, I can guarantee you, if a doctor or if Kerry starts speaking into my life about, hey, these are the anger points that you're experiencing, to do that program is this much money, and these are the things that people often experience, and these are the results. I'm like, where's the check? Like I'm there. Like I'm like, you've already hit my triggers. Let's if you've hit the triggers and you tell people the result, the bit in the gap is like, well, do you want to get free of these things or not? You know, people are like, oh, it's $2,000 or it's $2 million. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, I thought you said that these things were painful. They're not that painful? Yeah, they're painful. Okay, well, how much pain is this? If it's only a little bit of pain, then we don't need a discussion. You know, if it's an uncomfortable earring, take the earring off. But if it's holding you back from your life, all of a sudden $10,000 seems really cheap.
Now you're going into sales conversations.
but reasonably organic. I mean,
same thing.
But reasonably organic. I mean, I was a bit pushy, but I tried to be, you know.
Yeah. And do you recommend like stay with 3, like not more than 3, like by doing the triangle?
Yeah, that's the benefit of the triangle. More than that becomes like, it's been, you know, shown, you know, presentation, speaking, really 2 or 3 things is all that people's brains can handle. So the benefit of 3 is that it's enough without going too much.
Yes. Yeah.
So it
and
could
do
easily
you recommend like speaking with the pain point more than the desires, like when like putting anything like, okay.
That's why we start with the pain. That's what's the powerful of this, is that if I could, and again, maybe some of this language is still Jason language, you know, I could probably change it a bit more to actually what clients say, but the more time that I focus on this, the more people are essentially enrolled in saying, wow, like you fully understand my pain. What do I need to do? Well, this is how I solve it, and this is the result. Do you want to know more? You know, do you want to get this result? People are like, yes, I want this result. It's like, great, easy.
Yeah,
let's jump on a call. But this type of process I found super simple to try to articulate what is in the center. Hey, at the end of the day, my clients need to design their authority. If they want to stand out, it's not by chance. You need to design it. You need a clear process to communicate your authority. The way that we do that is this, and this. So if that's not important, then why are we on this call? You know, like, you know,
Right.
so yeah.
I love the visual.
Thank you. Back to Kerry, but Kerry, you're already halfway there. So let's just go there for a moment. If I was doing this 2-day retreat with you, what's the real essence of it? What am I going to get? Am I going to get soul wealth?
No, it's more of inner peace and grounded. The retreat, or just
I was just choosing the retreat. I was trying to make it simpler, because it seems like there is lots of options, lots of possibilities, and I'm trying to
narrow it to one thing.
Exactly. I'm trying to narrow it to one thing to help you reach your goal, essentially.
Yeah. So
inner peace,
overarching self-awareness.
Can we
Self-awareness, yes.
Yeah, can we drill into why? So let's just do the 7 whys, or, you know, why is inner peace important?
Why is peace important? Because all the emotions people are running from stem from a lack of inner peace. And so I help people identify their thoughts, feelings, their thoughts, emotions, and triggers and patterns and behaviors. But that's part of the mechanics. So
Yeah.
it's about
So why is the emotional awareness, why is being aware of the emotions important?
the uncertainty, uncertainty.
What is that? Sorry, I don't quite understand that.
Why is that important?
So why is the emotional? Yeah. So the first one around was peace, and you said why was peace really important? It was because of being sort of aware of your emotions.
Yes.
So why is being aware of your emotions important?
Because people are led by their emotions, by their emotions, and not their
led
their
by
heart
emotions
and their soul.
Awesome. Led by emotions. Why? So there's a gap that I hear of around people aren't aware that they're led by their emotions, or they are aware that they're led by emotions. Either way, that there's a gap there. Why is that? Why is recognizing that gap important?
Because you make decisions out of fear and not out of peace and groundedness, not out of love. So
now we're getting somewhere, aren't we?
Yeah. So they make emotions out of their mind. It's really about mind versus soul, the emotions versus your heart. So you're always like running from fear. You're always doing things to avoid what you actually want in life.
I like it. So what's this mind versus soul? What's the next layer under that? What is really, so this is tension between mind versus soul. What is really underneath that? There's like what is that tension? Like there's a tension. Is it an awareness? Is it a dialogue? Is it a choice? What's underneath mind versus soul?
What's underneath that?
Or what? I feel like there's another word missing. There's a mind versus soul.
Well, it's mind and soul consciousness, but it is, what's under that is going back to uncertainty about feeling unfulfilled, not feeling enough, holding at the core. Are we going to the core?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do here.
Okay. I think that's where I'm circling around. I don't like I
think you've said it and I've spelled it wrong, I'm sure, but fulfillment. There's really what I hear you talking about is about finding fulfillment.
Yes.
Would you say that sums up everything?
Yes.
I think it does. I think there's definitely a piece in there about finding fulfillment. Raham, will someone step in to help me spell that?
That's fine. I got it.
Okay. I did explain last week that that is. Oh, here we go. I love the red squiggly line. This is my friend. So finding fulfillment could be right in the center. Hey guys, today we're talking about finding fulfillment. We're finding fulfillment in your workplace, finding fulfillment in your
life and business.
In a life and business. Perfect.
Yeah.
Maybe we even do that. Life and business. Beautiful. Okay, and you've already mentioned one of them. One of them was about emotional burnout or emotional. What were some of the pain points that these people, i.e., Jason, experience? Emotional disconnect.
Anger, stress, disconnected, and frustrated, anxious.
Yeah.
They're fear-based emotions.
And you could we could just call it fear if you want. But anyway, well, whatever that right word is for but emotional disconnect, you could just call it.
Emotionally disconnected from
Yeah.
what they're truly
Exactly.
here to do.
Exactly. And part of that is anger, frustration, fear, anxiousness, depression, anxiety, whatever the right words are, but this is emotional disconnect. So what's on maybe not necessarily the other side, but what's another, so that's talking about emotions. What's another piece here about finding fulfillment in what else?
They're holding back and playing small, like most people, like most
Playing
people are, but
small.
they're playing small and holding back,
No voice or playing small. Yeah. Anyway.
getting in their own way.
Yeah. Let's just call it playing small. I love it. And
Okay.
again, might not be the right, you might change that language, but playing small, I think, is a perfect description there. What is another piece that you feel? So there's emotions, there's playing small, and there's.
Well, unfulfilled, but that's the opposite of finding fulfillment. So they're
Maybe.
like, they never feel like it's enough. Like whatever they're doing isn't enough.
Yeah.
Unfulfilled. So what else is at that? Yeah, like this like scarcity though, that's like a pain point.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not enough and playing small could be similar, but
Yeah.
but let's leave them. Okay, so how do you solve not enough? What's the model, or what's the thing you do to help solve the not enough?
The not enough. Extracting all their innate genius.
Love this. Yeah.
But they were, I helped them find the shame, because usually there's shame around what we're really here to do.
Yeah, we're doing the good thing though at the moment. But yeah.
Okay.
So extracting the genius, great. It's a one-liner. You can absolutely unpack that. Playing small, what's the solution? What solution do you bring to them playing small? Maybe
the solution to playing small is stepping up, expanding.
Probably around vision. Could I suggest that it's something to do with
vision and dream, like dreaming bigger, expanding the vision.
So
visioning, yes.
What's the one? Yeah, if you did is there a model or something that you jump in? See, Amanda, if you need to go, that's fine. There's no pressure.
Yes.
Is it around visioning, or what is the? So if I have a problem with playing small, what is the antidote to that you do?
That is getting a bigger vision. Like, someone says, I want to make $5,000, and I'm like, why 5? Why don't you make it 10 or 50,000?
Perfect. Yeah.
Just like pushing the boundaries of that. So it is
Perfect.
Expanding the vision. And and then you need to unpack it with the emotional distress of why, it's like, that's why you're playing small. That's why you're not dreaming bigger, because you have all these emotional stuff.
And that's what I found. I found some of these crossed over. They are linked, and they have to be linked. But so the emotional disconnect. So the anxiety, depression. These things. How do you solve? What's the one thing you do to solve that? It might be a model. It could be a 2-day retreat. It could be swallow this salt bath.
Well, I have created the explore your consciousness, like the mind and soul, and that's the framework that I've created this past month, and that's sort of like the model that we're going to use for our programs and for the retreat is mind and soul framework, explore your consciousness framework, mind and soul framework, which uncovers your emotions, your patterns, your limiting your experiences that are holding you back, and fear-based, creating you in in shame and guilt and all those things. So
Love
there is
that.
a framework, so that it would be the framework.
Perfect. And what's the
Okay.
result of that? So if we just go one level further then, so the end result, the one, so great. So we've done this mind map, we've done this framework with you. I'm super clear about my anger, shame, frustration pieces. What's the end result?
Personal freedom, freedom to be authentic, freedom to be your authentic self, personal freedom to
Yes, Kerry.
prosper, or personal freedom to be your authentic self.
Personal freedom to be your authentic self. You can enroll me into that. So Jason, what I hear you about these things, what if we could solve all these things, these elements in here, is if I could do a framework with you that essentially enrolls you into becoming a person, having personal freedom, having inner peace, where you get to be your authentic self. Would you be interested in that, Jason? Yes is my answer. Yes. Tell me more about this. Great. Let's jump on this. Let's do this. So it's fantastic. Expanding your vision. What's the end result of this? What's the benefit of this? Like, what do I get to take home? What do I get to?
Well, expanding your vision is part of it's part of the earning more, if it's wealth, if it's more of a expanding your vision is about earning more. I feel like expanding your vision to just is to prosper in all areas of your life. So I don't know if it's, that's why I'm teeter-tottering. Is it prosperity or is it wealth? So expanding your vision is to prosper in all areas of your life.
And maybe it is well, I find it a bit vague still. Areas. I love the prosper in like a narrow.
So I should choose one, right? Prosper in your career, prosper in your business.
I think you need one. Otherwise, it becomes
So
like the end result. The end result is I can guarantee this. If you can guarantee that I prosper in every area.
It's prosper in your career or prosper in your business. I think it's career.
Beautiful.
That's in my surveying. It's been all around. People are really
Beautiful.
concerned about their career.
Great. And the end result here of extracting the genius. So if you've extracted my genius and I'm super clear about my gold and my greatness, sorry, you just muted yourself, but what is the end result there? What's the result that I take home?
Well, that is also when you extract your genius and you own that is when you're empowered. It's empowered to earn your worth, empowered to own your value or to earn your value, empowered to earn more, empowered to make the change in the world, empowered to empowered. It's about taking ownership and empowered to earn your value.
Well, isn't that this prosper in your career?
That's prosper in career. Okay, so it's a different thing. Okay, so it's about empowered. I don't know. Get it. Reham, do you have any ideas? It's about empowerment, but I don't know what type of empowerment.
So if my issue is that I have a worthy issue of around not enough, and I'm doing all this stuff, but it's still not enough. I'm feeling weighed down. I'm feeling frustrated. So I'm not enough. Part of the process that you go through is I extract my genius, so I realize my gifts and my value, and that allows me to be empowered to.
I think it is about earning potential because women have like so many blocks around this. because they don't own like their own genius because they feel like unworthy about it.
Well, my challenge to that is that at the moment we're going a lot about a piece about inner freedom, and there's a piece about career, but it's mostly about earning potential and career. So if it's about, it's maybe about possibilities in your career, and this is about empowering your earning potential. Like that's what I'm just challenging you about at the moment. These two
Oh, the wording. Okay.
are essentially the same too. Prosper in your career and empowered earning potential, I would put under the same thing.
Okay. Prosper in career versus.
I'd put women too. Women finding
Yeah. Empowered. So prosper in, okay. So these two I have to find more clarity on, is what you're saying.
Well, yeah, I feel that those two are selling the same result, different language, but selling the same result. So prosper in your career and empowered earning potential. I mean, Raham, I'm open to ideas, but for me,
look at my notes.
Two words to say the same thing, essentially. Maybe expanding vision is possibilities in your career, or possibilities of earning, or so if I've expanded my vision, if I was playing small and I'm sort of enrolled, or I'm empowered to take action. Like it's really about taking action, this piece. If I'm playing small, what I want to do,
feeling worthy of more possibilities.
Exactly. Like what the result is playing big. Like if the opposite of playing small is playing big. So I don't want to just, which is maybe prosper.
So open opportunities, opening more opportunities.
Yep. So can you guarantee opening more opportunities? Like what's the result? The result is
big, like going big.
Yes, I think people want to go big.
Going bigger and farther. And
I think it's going big. I mean that's Jason language. You might need to refine it, but I think you're right. I think it's okay. So the issue you've identified is playing small. What's the antidote to that? Going big. Like it is. There's no getting around it. I want to do your program so I can stay small. No, you want to do my program so you can get self-aware enough to go big. So I'm loving that. Yeah. If I'm not enough, part of what I need to do is extract the gold out of me, so I'm empowered to earn more, do more, live more, be bolder. Empowered, bold empowerment. Bold empowered, which could be just around earning potential or not, but yeah. So you can see, again, screenshot, whatever you want, but
okay.
You can see that something like this is a talking point that you could, perfect, obviously, but the antidote to emotional disconnected is about personal freedom and an authentic self. Yes, it is. The antidote to being not enough is being boldly empowered or maximizing your earning potential. The antidote to playing small is going big. And we do that through
I might have to refine that, the analyzer and me going big, but yeah, going bigger.
Totally. Whatever the right wording is for your audience, but it lands. And is essentially what we should do is find that these two are opposites, or essentially that the issue for going small is going big. The issue for not enough is abundance. The issue for emotionally disconnected is emotionally connected. Like that's essentially what the answer is. So Raham,
it's like point A and B. You take them from A to B. So the red is A.
Exactly. I'm feeling this. I need to get to there. What's in the gap? The gap is you need to do this framework. I'm feeling this. I need to get to there. What's in the gap? We need to do this visioning exercise. I'm feeling this. I want to get to being what's in the gap. We need to extract a genius. How do we do this? Great question. We do this through a 2-day workshop. We do this through a 15-minute coaching call. We do this by paying me $15 gazillion, and I can do it overnight. Are you interested in signing up? it leads straight to that question. It leads to, yes, I want to know more. Fantastic. Cool.
Okay. Yeah, that really was helpful to extract all that from me. You extracted my genius.
It is coaching, but it is, it's all. And yeah, again, we can change the language, but I would be less concerned. Like, it is a mechanism. Like, I'd be less concerned with perfection. Test this out on your market. Find a client that is a client friend, and be like, hey, I just want to run through this idea for you. What I really feel like I'm about is helping women find fulfillment. Do you agree with that? And people are like, oh yeah, how I do that is through inner life and business, mind and soul. Yeah, I would keep it at higher level. I'd keep it around this. What would some of the challenges that you've experienced, and then you could guide them into it. Oh, maybe that's emotional, you get to see how this lands. And if it starts to land like, oh my goodness, that was the best explanation of what you do, Kerry, then you go, great, let's go live on a mini workshop where I get to draw this on a whiteboard and explain it. Hey, I've had 15 likes out of that. Great. Okay, let's now do one-on-ones where I say, hey, I'm no longer just trying to say jump on a sales call. My sales call is about trust and clarity and support. This is one of the simplest models I've seen to guide people into that. Where people will be like, great, all this points to the one thing. The one thing is about women finding fulfillment. These are the three things that they struggle with. I solve these three things and we get these three results. Are you interested in these three results? About personal freedom, about going big and being bold and empowered. Yes, fantastic. This is how we do it.
Yeah, that's perfect. It is very aligned with what I just completed in the sense of what I'm working on currently.
Totally. Well, part of the stuckness again was around this piece. I think you're aware of this, and you're aware you've done the hard work, and most of us, again, Rayhan she's got the courses. I guarantee she's got the courses around the outside, and she'd never again called herself a mumpreneur expert. She'd never done the simple thing in the middle, and yeah, I was the same. I 15, 20 years doing the same thing, and I'd never called myself like decoding authority. Like I was a graphic designer. I was a brander. Figure out what I do. I do branding. I was like, well, what's the result of branding? I don't know. Great. That's my sales technique. I don't know.
Have you worked with clients all around the world, or do you mainly work with Australians?
A bit of both. Yeah. So look, Australians, yes. I've done a few in the States. So yeah. And it's expanding. That's why I did a askjasonKnight.com to try to branch out of AU. But
Okay.
yeah, I'm still only on, like I know this stuff and I can do it, but I haven't shared with the world what I do and the result of it. So part of this process, me showing up here, is doing that. And I don't necessarily see you as clients, but you have friends and you have business people that you can be like, oh my God.
Yeah, I have people in mind to refer to you. So it's about going big. Now you're ready to go big, go bigger.
And this has been a lot of my issue. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So
yeah, it's amazing sharing, Jason, because in our head we are confused and we have so many ideas. So you get to help us, to get clear and focus on what's really we want to communicate.
Totally. And this has been a strength, or this has been a weakness. Well, this has been a disablement of mine that is now turned into my greatest superpower. So I am dyslexic. I failed at primary school. So the simpleness of Jason's brain is now my greatest asset to these genius people in the world that have all this complexity. So my brain goes confused, I'm disconnected. I need to simplify that. And all of a sudden, me simplifying that solves their social media problems, solves their branding problems, because the rest of the world is, I wouldn't say they're all dyslexic and confused, but people are busy. People just want to know the one thing you do. People want to know, hey, I can make you a high performance vehicle. Hey, I can, I have to figure out what I do. No time for that, to the side. So.
Yeah,
The
and
less
that's
we
what
say, the more focus we say, it's the more we get the attention from others. Yeah.
I work with women to, better wording that, but I work with women to help them find fulfillment in their inner life and in their business. You want to know more?
Yes.
Like that's enough. Like that's enough.
Okay.
That for me, that's enough. Like yeah. And then you probably need to qualify some of that in your website. You need to qualify what the inner life is. Is it woo-woo spirituality? Is it Jesus meditation? Is it, what that is? And you also need to qualify what level of business. I work with, $1 million plus. I work with 7 figures. I work with people starting out, whatever that is. But you need to qualify those two things. Otherwise, there will, again, be confusion in terms of, does your solution fit me? Is this right, perfect for me? That's what people are after. Is this custom made to fit on my shoulders, my shoes, whatever? Is this custom made for me? And if we keep it broad, people assume it's tires for the car. People assume that it's not custom made. People assume that it's a generic thing, rather than, oh my goodness, Kerry is speaking directly into my soul, heart, business.
Okay.
So that's where we need to qualify in the next layer down. In the next, not we don't need, but that qualifying piece of what is inner life and what is the level of business is an important piece to land those clients. And the best way to do that is to look at your favorite clients. Look at the 3. You don't need 1,000. Look at the avatar of your ideal client. The avatar would be, they are 45, they are earning 6 to 7 figures, they're juggling family and this and that. That's your qualified. That's enough. That's enough to qualify. You don't need that their favorite color is blue. You need just that they're, this fits me.
Okay.
Does that serve you?
Yeah, it does. Thank you so much for your hour and your passion and your support. It's
pleasure. I only thought of this. The other Thursday, Friday when I was trying to stalk, I'm like, oh my god, no, this is for Kerry. I had forgotten about it, and So, Raham, did you need any support, or could you see how this can slot into your world?
Yeah, Jason, you're with me? Yes, yeah, very, very, very helpful. Yeah, I think I will get today to design minds and just be clear on the 3 problem and then the solution to them and then the result that people get to. And I get to use this in my post, in my social media,
Totally.
in my
Like
sale page.
In videos, this is beautiful for video, because if I just present it like this, people are like, I don't know what, I'm confused. But if you start with, hey, today we're going to talk about a triangle and a circle, and we're just going to fill in the blanks, then people go, okay, like I'm interested to learn about where this is. So you build it live. Again, I didn't necessarily do a perfect example of this, but build it live for them so that all these things are missing. And you start with really what I do. I'm learning really what the substance that I bring to the world. The best thing that I do to the world is that I help women find their fulfillment. And I do this through working on their inner life and their business life. Straight away, either your audience will 50 to 60% will leave, or people will be enrolled. And that's what you want. You don't want to be like, hey, today's going to be amazing just because it's sunny. And people are like, yeah, like you want to niche down.
Yes, because I have the frameworks on how to help them. I just didn't know how to articulate it. And so when I stay clear, concise, and consistent with the way that I solve the problems for, especially even like my avatar, like claim it and be okay with it, right?
Yeah. And if it changes in 6 months' time, or if it doesn't change, it just shifts. And this is what I realized, that I never used the word authority, but I always did it. but I didn't understand that word was the bridge. And so
Right.
for you, there, you know, maybe you'd always spoke about soul or this, and you didn't understand that there's a word above that is really about inner growth and business, you know, and then that stays neutral ground. It doesn't stay in a ground that is, oh well, it's just for Christians, or it's just for this, or it's just for that. You know, it stays in this ground of actually, it doesn't really matter what belief structure you have. There is tools that I have that will unearth these emotions, and you can choose.